Hello out there in Videoland, it's me again, the lazy video gamer, and as you know, I'm a huge fan of the Sega Mega CD, but I'm also a fan of hacks, especially for Choo Choo Rocket, Mighty Mighty Missile. But I'm too lazy to talk about this game. Instead, I show you this. I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to change the wrong dramatics in the disclaimer. So, as you can guess from the title of this video, I don't want to talk to you today about officially licensed games like Mega 3D Noah's Ark or Duke Nukem 3D for the Mega Drive. I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly unofficial hacks. There are tons out there, but if you're a gamer like me, maybe there are some good hacks out there. And I would wonder, please leave a commentary down below. Do you like hacks or do you avoid it for your collection? But I think, in my opinion, there are funny stuff out there. This is Aladdin 2 for the Sega Mega Drive. Basically, it's nothing else than a conversation from the Capcom SNES version of the game with clunky controls and the bad collision detection. So back in the day when the Mega Drive kids were jealous at the Super Nintendo boys because they had a cool game, they can play this one. The sound is okay, the gameplay, yeah, that's something you can talk about it. As I said, it has not the best collision detection and clunky controls. They were really slippery, but also one or two little things are missing, like at the end of the stage up. And here in this level, over the roofs from Agrabah, I always wondered how many rich people there must be in this far away country, because the castle in the back is repeating and repeating. You got jumps into nowhere, and for me as an adult gamer who don't have the patience to play this for hours and hours, I honestly must say I never get over this fellow. He's always killing me. So the next one is Soul Blade. Of course, it's a Namco property, and it also is just a bootleg. It's in a kind of way a remake of, in the style of Virtua Fighter, but honestly, the graphic is weak, the controls are a disaster, and I bought it back then just to have this funny IP on the Mega Drive. The version of the Dreamcast from Sega is legendary, but this one, yeah, what do you expect? Of course, Sega's Blue Blur had some ROM hacks too. This is Sonic Christmas. It's basically a hack of Sonic 1 with some winter themed levels. If I be honest, there are only 3 levels, but they changed the rings with stars, the item boxes were changed, and it controls well. Take a fast look. Here's what you see of the 3 levels. But this is a hack based on Sonic 1. So the classical level cheat code will work perfectly and you can play the whole game. And after you finish the game, you defeated Eggman, you will be rewarded by a, let me say, bugged version of the ending sequence. This is a funny one. It never existed back then. It was available for iOS and Android when the movie Wreck-It Ralph was promoted. They even built arcade cabinets for promotional use for the movie. So it's every time hard to say this game was released in that year or this game was released in some other years. In all these hacking ROM games, it's very difficult to really name the real date. For this example, it's basically what you see in the movie. You are Fix-It Felix and you have to fix the windows. Get higher and higher with some little twists like flower boxes where you can't get up or down, or the opened windows where you can't go from left to right or otherwise. The next is one of the famous ROM hack games there are existing, because there are so many of it. This is Streets of Rage Girls Paradise with a huge numbers of playable characters, an entire own backstory, and great playability. But you have to take care, because this game, this version that I have, is a strictly US Genesis version, so it won't run properly on your Mega Drive, even with a region code adapter. But it is what it is, a cool hack of a great game. The only thing who are nagging me is that you can't take any weapons from the floor. Now you have the final showdown, and the baddest of all bad is of course John Lee. After you defeated the bodyguard, here now John Lee, comes a very, very bad female character who are such as evil than the devil himself. Yeah, grandmother, why are your teeth so big? It's Little Red Riding Hood. It's so hilarious that she's the queen of this new evil empire. Yeah. But as I said, there are so many hacks from Streets of Rage out there, and I have it on my Pandora box. Many of it with many different characters, from Final Fight, from Sonic, even Bruce Lee is in this game. All the bad guys from Final Fight 3. The bosses from Streets of Rage are playable. Some Street Fighter characters are playable in some hacks, or as you see, the Turtles. This was my most beloved, because it fits so well in this setting of a dark town. The Power Rangers, Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, or characters from the Doraemon universe. This homebrew game, or homebrew hack, is one of the famous games of all time. Back then there was the rumor that the Mega Drive couldn't display such a game. Nowadays we've seen it proved otherwise, even when the patterns on the wall aren't that great and you can't walk straight to the right, straight to the left. It's well playable if you find it for cheap, if you're looking for it. It's a cool version and you'll have some fun with that. I mean, it's even better than the European Super Nintendo version of Wolfenstein. This little fellow is no unknown character, but the game is, yeah, let me say, for an adult, funny to play, but a child would be really sad when he gets this instead of the newest incarnation of the real Pokemon universe. It's jump and run, where you control Pikachu and trying to get through the levels. From time to time you have to fight a bigger Pokemon in a Mario kind of boss battle. Many blind jumps and music who are nagging your nerves off. Now we skip straight into one of the, let me say, baddest hacks I ever played. It looks good, but the controls are so in the momentum. It's hard. It's hard to get a mushroom. It's hard to time the jumps correctly, and only for this few sequences of recording I had died over 10 times. It's inspired by Super Mario World, but it isn't that good, of course. So this one is called Super Mario Bros. 2. It's basically the Super Mario All-Stars version from Super Mario Bros. 1 with a real bad sound, really messed up controls. It's so slippery. Yeah. There are some level warps, but they don't work properly. And as you saw, I never heard about that you can jump on a piranha plant. Please avoid this game. If you have the desire to play Super Mario Bros. On your Mega Drive, look out for Super Mario Bros. This one looks like the first game. It plays like the original game. It has a good control. Most secrets and enemies are there. It has no flickering on screen like the original on the NES. It has the warps in it. They function properly. But yeah, we've seen this game so many times. But if you have to play something like that, go on with this. Have your good playing time and stick it to that. It even has the minus world warp in it. It is not the same like in the original, but what you expect, it's a hack, and it's a well done hack. And for all those out there, it's not there to play it through, it works perfectly. So this game is the only one where I'm pretty sure that the time date is correct, cause it's even in the title screen. It looks okay. The controls are okay. It's basically a Donkey Kong Country Universal inspired game. You have this river level, you have this down in the mine levels, you have the famous last stage factory world levels from the original Donkey Kong Country, but as I said, it has some very clunky controls. It has these ruins levels and a attack pattern of these neckies who are just annoying. And most time or every time when you play it through, you see this screen, it crashes. So it has 3 levels each world, and then that was it. I just want to say, please big companies understand us gamers. Back in the day, for me as a Sega fanboy, I was jealous at my lad who had Mario, who had a Super Nintendo, and as a Nintendo fanboy we were jealous at all those cool kids out there who had Sonic. And I think after all these years it should be, not that bad when someone takes the IP and make something with it. I understand the companies like Nintendo who are strictly against taking these IPs. I mean, it's basically robbery. It's their property, it's their IP, it's their mascot, whatever. But after all these years, you got enough money of this IP. And if you want some more money, give us the things again. And most people would buy it. But for an example, a Brazilian kid who has only a Mega Drive and wants to play a shitty version of Mario or a shitty version of Donkey Kong, it should be okay. Cause I'm an adult. There are other adults out there who can't see the difference and understand that a hack like some of those who I showed you never are the same like the original. I mean, the quality is not on that level, but I understand Nintendo, for example, in 2 ways. As I said, it's their money they're losing, it's their reputation they're a little bit of losing. For me as an adult, I see clearly the difference. But I also understand when a dad buys his child a game on the reason for the IP, but couldn't afford the other console, and he thinks, yeah, here's some whatever Pokemon Mario game, and you waited for that game a whole year for birthday or Christmas, and then you get something like Pocket Monsters. But you dreamed of Pokemon Archives, for example, and I understand that then the kid isn't happy about it because he got a shitty game. But for us adults, it's funny to see these shitty games. I'm not only a gamer, I'm not only a comedian, not really a comedian, but I'm interested in movies as well. I look classics, I look many different genres, and I like trash movies. Trash is then brilliant when it's so trashy that it's genius. For example, let me say the Sharknado movies. Yeah, I saw one or two parts of it. They are so bad, it's funny again. It's so over the top, it's funny again. So if I play a game who are not on the original console, which, as we all know, is a hack, I can laugh about that, and it was worth me the price for it. But the expectations of a kid are in another dimension. All your friends talking about Pokemon Red and Blue. All your friends talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. And you getting something like Somari? Nah. So we have to talk to each other, and yeah, should maybe close one eye and don't see everything out there. Are you feeling tired and depressed for waiting your arcade one-up machines from the European distributor? Don't wait. Buy a modded one and get all the cool, exciting games in one. Just go to eBay and look out for Japan Arcade and buy yourself an arcade one-up modded with a Pandora's box. Pandora box 14 with Killer Instinct sold separately. So, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Lazy Video Gamer Show, and you join in next week. Till then, don't forget, the game is never over. Welcome to the next level. Have a good time. I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to get an own theme song. You still there? Hey, there comes nothing. It's over. I said it's over. Watch some other videos from me. Oh, got to. Without the camera. You're still here? Hey, it's late. Come on. I'm tired. Okay. You stayed here, so I'll show you my machine. Start from the bottom. Yeah, well, there's where the coin button is now. As you know, the lighting in my hobby room isn't that good, but there is the front door, and you see the controls. There's my self-made riser. There's the side art.